Hello. In this video, we're going to be going over 3353 lab assignment number 12, thinking graphically. So for this assignment, you're going to take the last couple assignments that we did where you created your logo for your company and you created your brands. And we're now going to create some visual representations for that brand or industry. So for this assignment, you've got some options. It kind of depends how you want to do it and what you want to do. So I'll kind of go through that. But in this assignment, you're going to be creating a timeline, a goal or target focus. You're going to create a process flow or an organizational chart. You'll be creating a relationship or a matrix. And then you're going to be creating something that shows some financials or Excel data in the form of like a chart or graph, right? So we're going to look at kind of what these are. I'll show you some examples so that you kind of get some ideas about what these look like. But the whole purpose of this is to take some general information about a company or a brand or a industry, and you're going to create these general things that most companies would use, but you're going to use the design aspects that you've learned in this course to create those visual cues more interesting, and you want to make it important that these look good. So you're going to kind of combine everything like principles of design, color, imagery, typography, put all that together to make these look the best they can, right? So that's the goal of this. So I want to kind of walk y'all through that and help you'll understand that's exactly what it is. So for the financial stuff specifically, you can use the templates that come in the Microsoft software. They're very easy. So any of that stuff that's in Microsoft PowerPoint, like the templates, smart art, shapes, or images that are included in PowerPoint, you can use those. If you're going to use pictures, make sure that they're pictures that you have taken. But you really probably don't need to have any pictures, but you can. So things to consider and to remember when you're creating this, make sure you have a uniform color scheme across all the visuals. So you don't want one page to have one color scheme and then the next page looks completely different and it doesn't kind of go together. You want your whole thing to flow and work together, right? Make sure there's contrast as well in your colors. So you don't want to have a chart that has all this information, but the information doesn't stand out because you didn't use contrast. So let's say maybe you had the chart, some of the stuff is blue and red and another color. If your text doesn't stand out or that information in the chart doesn't stand out against the background, it's going to be hard to read and you're not going to get your point across, right? So make sure that you use contrast in what colors you're using. And then make sure you don't use the same typeface and same size for everything. Think about what your titles look like, what your subtitles, what the body content is. All those should not have the exact same typeface. You want to kind of think about that and kind of use what you've learned about that as well. So here's an example that I want to show you. This is one we created a long time ago, but it kind of goes through and shows you an example of what each of these are. So for this one, it is a company that does packaging. I know a lot of my students, y'all are in where you're going to eventually go work for Amazon or somebody, looking at warehouses and how to manage packaging and shipping and all that information. So this is kind of an example that would go with that. So the first thing is you want a timeline, right? So one way to do a timeline is like the evolution of the business structure. So if this company is coming together, this is a very small timeline. You would obviously like you to make one a little longer than this, but when things are happening for the company, you can use a timeline to kind of show that. So this is an example of what a timeline would look like. You can see from the front, it has the same theme going across, so the colors are black and red. You can see those colors stay across. The text isn't all the exact same. Depending on what they are, they change so that they look different. So there's your timeline example. A goal or target focus example could look something like this. So the focus of the business administration. So these are kind of some of the things that you want to think about. Process flow is like, what is your business plan? That's kind of a good example. Kind of what's that process flow going to look like. Your Sorry, I think I just pressed the wrong button. There we go. What is the management structure is a good one for a matrix. So you've got the owner, and then you've got all these 4 people that are below him, and then you've got all these people that are below each one of them, right? So that's just a simple example of what a management structure is. And then the last one, a financials example. You can actually put fake information in. So obviously this information doesn't have to be real. You can just make up information to put and to create a chart to kind of show what that looks like. And you want to see contrasts so that they all don't blend in and that you kind of know exactly what they are, right? So that's an example of what it would look like. So for yours, y'all will be either doing it for maybe the future industry you want to be in. You can maybe do an overview of kind of what that industry does. The information could be real, or honestly it could be fake. I don't care. The goal is for you to create these things. So if you want to look up and find what the real financial information is and all that stuff, you can. You don't have to. I won't know the difference. I'm not going to check that out. I just want y'all to create the stuff. So if you create it, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to go look for the exact financial information. So whether it's for the industry, or maybe it's for like a company you want to work for, or it's for a company that you want to create, you can kind of create all these things for that. So it's up to you. I'm giving you that flexibility. You don't have to be stuck in a box on what it looks like or how. It's up to you. Search examples of these. That'll help kind of give you ideas of kind of what this could look like. But kind of use everything you've learned. That'll help you. And if you have any questions, let me know. This is the last assignment for the semester. So y'all have a good day.